Hello. We're gonna do another tarot reading. I should be asleep because I have work tomorrow, but I don't know. I really did not plan on doing one, but yeah, I had the urge. So when you have the urge, you gotta listen. So we're gonna do a reading and see what our guides have to say today. Let us see. Oh, it's a big book. This sounded weird. I meant big deck. DECK. Not the other one. Not the one with the eye. Oh, shit, what the hell? Now I can't grab it or what? Okay. Ew. Let me do that again. Alright, let's do it another way. Because sometimes these decks are hard to shuffle. Alright. Number 777 was popping up in my head. Now 222, 888, 666, and 444. So let us see. You know what? Let's just do half. Okay. There's those. There's some sticking out, so we'll pick that one. And these two. Alrighty, so we have our reading here. Okay, so we have here the first card, Justice. So as I'm, interpreting this card, Justice is represented by Libra, which is also the energy of balance, of equality, of fairness, right? The number I did my little, as you saw, my whatever, my these little thingies. Um, the number 11 popped up, so emphasis on the number 11. So you may also be seeing 1111 or 1111 when you check your phone, or 1111 on a receipt or anything like that, right? Okay. Justice to your thoughts, justice to your peace. I feel like you're in the state of mind where you're gonna allow your inner thoughts to come to fruition. So you are on a path of manifestation. You are on a path of easing the tense and the tension and the stress that you're currently we're going through. Um, I feel like you've had this awakening a little bit, that you have a lot of power within you, a lot of good ideas that are worth working on, are worth developing. They're worth planting the seed and being able to nurture them to build the environment that you want to grow up in, right? Or you want to live in. So what I mean by that is you have a lot of ideas in your head that I feel like you've been going back and forth a little bit as to whether it's a passion that you should follow through. So maybe you're realizing that your current situation, whether work or hobbies or whatever it is that you're putting your focus in right now, it's not really what is in your best interest, and you're realizing that right now. So I feel like you're realizing that you got to be fair to yourself, and by doing that, you gotta follow your own passions and pursue your own dreams, right? Maybe you're following dreams of other people, specifically older people like parents or elders that you highly respect. You realize that you're in a situation that there's a whole other side to you that hasn't even like been revealed, right? Um, it created some tension, but with tension, I feel like you're holding strong with the idea of hope, the idea of a future that is possible, and you do have the abilities and the skills to do that. With the Three of Wands here, so that was the Justice with Five of Swords. With the Three of Wands, it's this idea of transformation. Not necessarily the card itself, but that's what I'm getting with the card as an interpretation. The Three of Wands is pursuit. It's kind of like planning. It's seeing the world from an outside perspective and seeing like where you can go, or what's the next path, or where is your next endeavor, I guess you can say. But with the Three of Wands here, I see the butterflies, and butterflies tend to represent transformation. Um, and then with the emphasis on the three, it's almost like you're trying to build your community. You're trying to build a team of friends, of support. You're trying to build your right support system to allow you to kind of nurture your own growth and your own transformation, which is very good. With the magician here, that's the energy of manifestation, also the energy of Mercury. And that being said, you have to be aware of the phrase "as above, so below" is coming up in my head. So the inner thoughts that you're feeling are the external thoughts or the external actions that you will be pursuing into your environment, into the real world, I guess you can say. So how you feel internally is how you're gonna notice everything outside of you. Um, you have to remember that with patience, with the right energy, the right feeling, the right desire, the right um consistency, I guess you can say, your manifestations and your dreams will be able to come true and come into fruition. But you have to be aware that it's not always on your terms, it's not always on your time. It's whenever things align for the best for your situation, right? So maybe sometimes things are taking a little longer than expected. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's not working out or it's not happening behind the scenes. So just be aware of that. And then with the Fool, as you're pursuing this new mentality and this new sense of patience and determination, you're on a new path. You may be seeing a lot of crows as well. Oh, look, there's another butterfly here. Or you may be seeing alligators, or no, not crocodiles, alligators, or maybe both. I don't know, because I see the alligator here, but it makes me think of like coming out of a not coming out of a swamp, but coming out of the murkiness, coming out of um the I don't know why Shrek is popping up in my head, but it's kind of this idea of coming out of the swamp, coming out of the nitty gritty, and really like cleansing yourself off and realizing like, okay, I've overcome a difficult situation. I'm onto a better path now. So this idea of overcoming, this idea of defeating the 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 nasty, dirty feeling that you've been feeling. It's like feeling like renewed, feeling refreshed, feeling hopeful again is what I'm getting. It's like you've realized you've renewed your power, you've renewed your feeling of hope. And that's kind of what I'm getting with this card. Um Not necessarily that it's a bad thing that you were feeling that way, but it's just a part of the process, right? It's a part of continuing and consistency, and a part of any journey for anybody who's willing to fight for bigger dreams, right? What what's that saying? You won't know success without failures, or something like that. Because how do you know what success looks like when you don't know if when you have nothing to compare it to, and you need to compare it with the failure, right? So all successful people will fail in something, and that's just the way it is. There's no changing that. And I feel like you're okay with that now. It's almost like you've realized that the universe really does these cats. The universe really does have your back. You really do. You're aligning yourself with the stars is the feeling that I'm getting. It's like you realize that there's so much more of a higher power than you realized, and you're trying to use it to your advantage for the good, for better for you and for other people around you. Um, with the Eight of Pentacles, we have the energy here of hard work, investment. That's more the Seven of Pentacles, but Eight of Pentacles is doing the actual work. So by doing that, I feel like the work that you're putting into yourself right now is clearing your head, being more mentally stable, allowing yourself to be more clear with the thoughts that you're thinking about, realizing that everything takes energy, so you're kind of prioritizing what you need to really focus on. You're really rethinking and reorganizing what is a priority right now versus what isn't, what needs to be stressed about versus what needs to be let go. So this idea of letting go of control could also be a thing. So balancing yourself out, right? It's also getting the energy of temperance, and that's along with Sagittarius, and then with Gemini here, and then Cancer, Virgo, and Scorpio. So Scorpio could also be transformation. Virgo is ruled by the Hermit, so introspection. So looking within yourself. Cancer is the move, the action is ruled by the Chariot, rules the Chariot, sorry, which is action, taking action, moving forward, so progress. Gemini is ruled by the Lovers. So it's a lot of things of like really starting a whole new cycle of renewed, fresh perspective for the better, for yourself and for other people, for the people surrounding you, but mostly for yourself. It's like you are realizing that your inner thoughts have hold so much power over you. So now you're trying to basically learn to control those inner thoughts to the best of your ability, and realizing that stress comes no matter what. So stress on the things that you can actually worry and control, and other things that you can't control. You take it with stride, and you overcome, and you defeat whatever obstacle needs to be defeated, and you just continue your pursuit, right? So that's mostly the energy that I'm getting here. So this energy of renewed hope, transformation, and hard work is going to lead you to the dreams that you desire, right? To the goals that you're wishing to pursue. And then I have here a little deck, Oracle Pl- blah, 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 Oracle Pluto. So Pluto rules transformations like Scorpio and stuff like that. So we are going to see what exactly you need to focus on, or what the energy this reading is providing as far as transformations. Okay. Ew. Well, fuck. um, I feel like this is more just animals that you could be looking out for, as signs, symbols. Either they come. I mean, I don't know why I'm getting the form of stickers or symbols, So I don't really think you'll see the animals. Maybe like when you're scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or whatever, you'll see videos of this or something like that. But I'm guessing mostly symbols or stickers. I don't know why stickers. So we have cub, swan, fox, house cat, hippo, boar, bear, jellyfish, crow, alligator. What did I say? Crow and alligator specifically. I'm going to focus on these two and see what the message is for those, because this is a new deck and I'm not really that aware of the meanings yet. Perfect. Look, literally on the same thing. Oh my god, that is so funny because apparently alligator means hidden enemies and survival. And I literally just posted a story on my Instagram talking about how my 12th house is Pisces and stuff like that. So I guess the energy of hidden enemies. Basically this, when you see alligator, it means be aware of hidden enemies, be aware of, I guess that's saying there's alligators hidden beneath the murky waters. When there's alligators, you have to be aware of where you're swimming, where you're surrounding yourself with, right? So you have to be aware of all the possibilities of hidden enemies and people kind of going against you. And so when you see alligators, it's calling you to ask for your intuition. It's calling you to be more aware of trusting the gut feeling that you feel around these people. Do you trust them? Do you feel comfortable sharing your secrets with them? Do you feel like if you were to tell them things about yourself, you would be able to really get that reciprocation of trust and privacy and, you know, respect that you kind of deserve and require to be friends with, like anybody does? Or are they going to betray you? Are they going to be gossiping about you? Are they going to be saying, no, no, trust me, and then move towards other people, right? Move towards other people, tell other people, and then kind of go back and forth between you and getting information from you and then going to someone else and spilling all the secrets that you told them just for a chisme or gossip or whatever, something like that. Um, just be aware of the people that you trust. Be aware of the feelings that you feel around people. If you're getting like butterflies in your stomach over someone that you're talking to, I hear that's not a good thing. It means your anxiety's up. So trust that feeling. If something in your body is telling you, maybe I shouldn't tell this person this, and you still tell them anyway, that's you denying your intuition. So trust that intuition, okay? And then we have here Crow. Um, one of the most famous symbols of witchcraft and the occult, often linked to psychic abilities, spiritual messages, and even death. As crows are gregarious creatures, it's common to see them in huge flocks. Sorry, let me continue reading. So, as I read Crow, it was basically saying that right now you may be going through um, metaphorical death, meaning a death of a situation, a death of um a death of a situation that you're currently going through, and you're going to be facing a new adventure, a new journey, a new cycle um of learning, of growth, of transformation, like I was saying. But with Crow, it's kind of saying like when you're going through this, when you went through this dark phase, as you emerge from it, it's allowing you to really grow your mental abilities as well, like growing your intuition, growing your I think just overall freaking cats, just growing your overall whole self, right? It also had a metaphor about plants, how plants, in order to grow, they have to be buried deep in the dirt, in the dark, away from sunlight, in order to emerge and actually, plant and grow, right? So it's kind of the same thing for you. Like, you may have to go through a dark situation in order to really emerge into a whole new growth and into a whole new person with a whole new perspective and a better and stronger mentality. Um, I feel like this is a lot of them. So basically, what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the reading is just going over these. Uh, yeah, and we're going to go with all these cards. But the main two that I wanted to go over with Alligator and Crow was that, because of specifically of this card, the Fool. Um, you see the crow there that I saw? There's a crow right there, and then the alligator. So the sense of renewal, the sense of, yeah, you're growing, you're going through a transformation, and that's something that can be pretty scary, pretty painful sometimes, but it's absolutely necessary, and it's absolutely for your best interest. So if there's anybody you need to let go of, let them go. If there's anybody you're not trusting, don't trust them. um, and keep going onto the path and keep holding on to that hope that you are now feeling, because it's there for a reason. All right, so I'm going to continue the reading with the rest of the cards. All right, with War here, the keywords that we have are destroyer and self sabotage. However, the energy of destroying is sometimes necessary, of destruction, kind of like a construction site. You got to build, and in order to build something new, you got to take it down first for whatever was there to start from scratch, right? So this energy of taking things down in order to start anew is kind of coming in with this, with the boar. But the thing is, you got to be careful with how you're using that energy of destruction, is what this card is saying. Basically saying, are you destroying something that's actually meant for you? Are you self-sabotaging, or are you destroying something for the better for other people, right? So that's what this card is saying. So you got to be aware of that energy that you're putting out. Well, here we have Swan. Keywords, soulmates, a special connection with someone else. So, um, you may be going through either a renewed cycle with someone that you're already connected with for a better, for better. Not for better. How do I say it? You're going through a renewed cycle with someone for, I guess, for the better. Yeah. Um, it's almost like you're going through a new mentality, a new way of focusing on growing this relationship with someone. Or if you meet someone new, you're you've connected with someone who you're feeling especially connected to on a more soulmate kind of level. But it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be romantic. It could also be a teacher, it could be a mentor, it could be a friend, it could be, you know, or even a family member, someone that you may not have been as close to, and realizing, oh wait, there's more to this person than I thought, right? um but I guess with this one, it's kind of saying that as you are going through this connection, allow yourself to really be understanding of other people just as much as you are trying to be understanding of yourself, right? No one's perfect, everyone has their flaws, and don't run away from someone just because they show you a flaw that you don't like. Um, it depends on the flaw. Is it something that can be worked on? Or is it something that they want to work on themselves in order to improve? Because obviously you can't change people. People have to want to change for themselves, right? But it's a connection that is either meant to teach you a lesson, or it's supposed to bring you a blessing, is what I'm getting. So definitely appreciate this connection that you have right now with someone, and enjoy it for what it is, whether it's for now or for the rest of your life. Really, don't try to control the situation. Just enjoy the connection that you're going through right now. All right. So I wanted to do the bear and cub together. Um, for the bear and the cub, it's the protector and the one being protected. And then with the book, it was saying the mother and the child. So the concept of either your relationship with a motherly figure in your life, either your actual mom, an adopted mom, um, or an elder who has been like a mother to you, or who has provided nurture and care for you, because it could be just a single father as well, but is providing that emotional support that you're requiring, whoever it is. Right now, what it's saying is that there's issues coming up with mothering. So you need to be aware of the emotional needs and the emotional side of nurturing and caring for someone rather than just the physical. So it's not just providing food, it's not just providing a home, it's not just being provided a home, it's not just living with someone and not having that nurturing connection, right? You have to be able to open up and allow yourself to receive care and give care as well. So with both of these, also with the cub, we have inner child. So allow yourself to feel the fun that you were may have been neglected as a child. So you may have been told to grow up quicker than others. You may have been constantly, you know, how do I say it? Not grounded. I don't want to say bashed either. I guess you just constantly restricted from having enjoyment as a child, right? So there, you know what I think of when I think inner child? I think of Disney adults. So people who really, really, really love Disney tend to have grown up in childhoods that don't have either a very good environment for them to be allowed to be kids. So now, as adults, they use Disney as a way to really enjoy being a child. Obviously, not everyone, but there's other people like Pokemon, or what's the other stuff? Just little things like gaming as well. I know that some people tend to game because it's fun for them. It really heals that inner child of enjoying entertainment and having fun, talking with your friends, being on a microphone and being on teams and just stuff like that. It's a way of socializing, right? But it's not something, I don't want to say not something an adult would do, but it's not something adults tend to do. It's more kids, but it heals an inner child, like an inner child part of you. So with the bear and the cub, it's more like you need to be able to be both. You need to be able to be the protector. You also be need to be able to protect yourself and allow yourself to feel the the inner child energy within you. You also need to be able to switch to that mode of parent, that mode of nurture, of care, that mode of being responsible, right? And then I think overall with both of these together, it's kind of saying that whatever issues, if you're having any issues with a parent or a motherly figure, it's things that you need to be aware of and something that you need to be working on. It's time to transform that connection into better or for worse. If because some people don't have good connections at all, if it means severing a connection for the better for yourself to protect yourself, that is just as much as being a mama bear, I guess you can say, but for yourself, for your own inner child, rather than, people pleasing and allowing your boundaries to be broken because it's a motherly figure that you're trying not to disrespect, right? So that's kind of the feeling I'm getting. All right. Okay, it's getting a little late, so I'm gonna kind of bundle them all together. So for jellyfish, it says go with the flow, learn to go with any situations that may come out of left field, I guess you can say. Not everything will go according to plan and be okay with that and learn to deal with situations as they come. House cat is never lose the ferocity of a house cat. So while they can be tame, they can be domesticated, they can always, always, always learn to be hunters, right? And always learn to be fierce and ferocious and bite and attack and protect when they need to. So always learning to go after that energy with your desires. So learning to transmute that energy towards your goals and your ambitions. With the hippo, it's the energy of abundance, which is also ruled by Jupiter, apparently, for this. Um, you may have been in a state of mind of treating yourself well, of allowing yourself for all the hard work that you do to be more appreciated, so you're appreciating it for yourself. So that means going out a little bit more, spending a little more money, which is fine, but you have to be careful not to overdo it. With the fox here, we have the energy of being conniving, being careful with your intentions, along with being careful of other people's intentions. Are you doing things because you want something out of it or out of pure goodness of your heart? Sometimes it is necessary to do things because you need something or you want something out of a situation, but you need to learn to balance that energy towards the right things and towards the right situations that don't require I don't want to say loyalty, but don't require pure honesty, because there are situations that you need to kind of be a little fox like, I guess you can say. um but you never want to use that energy towards the wrong people, and you need to be smart about that, because the wrong people will drop you, and deservedly so, because you shouldn't have done that, right? It's all about being smart, being clever about your ways. Not that you have to be like sneaky, but learn to use your powers for good, I guess you can say, because everyone's sneaky in some way. It's just the way it is. um People learn to hide things about themselves no matter what, but are you hiding things because it's better for the situation, or are you hiding things because you want to come out on top, I guess you can say, or you want to prove yourself to be better than others? Those are never good reasons. Or are you hiding things because it's something that isn't necessarily ready to be revealed yet, but will be revealed when the time is ready? That's a little different. So just things like that. So be careful with the sneaky energy that you may sometimes provide. Sometimes it's necessary to keep things a little hidden for now, but they are like they say, what's done in the dark will eventually come to light. So that is a reading. Kind of long, but I hope it resonated. I wanted to go over these real quick. I didn't really go over them. There you are. There you are. So these are the zodiac signs. Okay. These are the numbers. These are the planets. Okay. I feel like this is gonna be more for people who actually know a little more about natal charts. But it doesn't necessarily have to be just that. So zodiac signs, we have Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, Scorpio, and the chariot. Cancer. Sorry, I was thinking of the tarot. So Gemini, the energy of communication, along with Virgo, so heavy communication. So learning to be able to really communicate a plan, communicate your desires, communicate your feelings, communicate in general, on day-to-day basis, learning to continue learning as well. Yeah, like learning to really apply all that you've learned into your everyday life is what I'm getting. Scorpio, the energy of transformation because it's ruled by Pluto. Also, the energy of war because it's ruled by Mars. So, learning to use that power for good. That ferociousness that you have within you, using it when it's necessary. The energy of Sagittarius is the energy of learning. Um, it's also the energy of expansion because of Jupiter. So Jupiter rules both Pisces and Sagittarius, but Sagittarius in general is just the archer, the one shooting towards not the future, but towards higher, further path, towards more learning, towards more distance, towards learning to expand your knowledge, expand yourself in general, learning to expand your intellect. So maybe this desire for learning more. And then we have the energy of Cancer. So that's the energy of protection, the energy of the moon as well, because it rules the moon. So the energy of emotions and intuition. So really learning to um, trust your intuition and trust your your thoughts. And by doing so, you got to be able to take care of your brain, take care of your inner thoughts, de-stress how you can, gym, journaling, arts, whatever it takes. Meditating, being able to do that. Once you learn to kind of master that discipline, it's really gonna elevate your consciousness to a much higher level. We have the energy of 4, 7, 3, 11, and 10. So specifically with 10, it's just 1 plus 0, so I would say 1. But with the energy of 11, it's also new beginnings, new adventures. Like I said, the magician. Um, new A new cycle has begun of learning, of lessons and blessings as well. 4 is foundation, stability. It's supposed to kind of like the four walls of a house. So really learning to focus on your foundations and what works for you, what doesn't. Kind of breaking down what needs to be broken down and rebuilding what needs to be rebuilt, right? Whether connections, habits, hobbies, routines, whatever it is. 7 is a spiritual number, so really relying on finding an outlet to your spiritual intellect and your spiritual curiosity. Um, I'm getting the sense that maybe some of you are not as consistent with your spiritual hygiene as you need to be. So, cleansing, praying if you pray, like following any religious practices that you should be practicing for yourself. Not everyone follows everything. I'm not religious myself, but I do respect it. So, do what you need to do, but being more spiritually hygienic, I guess you can say. Um, let's see. It also means just taking care of yourself more. Like right now, what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm supposed to be sleeping, but I couldn't sleep because I felt like I needed to do this. Threes, we have the energy of synergy, of team, of, three is a crowd, I guess. Is that what they say? Um, I had it with me. Oh, synergy. Blending in the energies that you're trying to blend together, whether the energy of consistency, determination, discipline, along with the energy of motivation, along with the energy of desire, along with the energy of hard work, like learning to blend all those energies together, along with the energy of, even the negative ones, like the negative energy of sadness, the negative energy of depression, the negative energy of laziness, the negative energy that can be very, very procrastination. Like learning to blend all the good and bad energies together in order to continue your path towards bettering for yourself. Because when you don't do that, when you try to avoid one energy for the other, I feel like you're kind of losing before you're starting, because some people are just depressed, some people are just sad, some people are grieving, some people are going through tough times. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, it's just a part of life. But you need to learn to blend both continuation with the detrimental effects of life, right? So just be careful with that. But I, from what I'm seeing here, is like you've been doing a lot better. Um, being able to continue your path, being able to continue your your yeah, continue your life as rocky and as intense and as sideways as it can get, right? So we have the energy of the sun, Saturn, Mars, Uranus twice. So the energy of Uranus is um, rebellion. It's also the energy of, I don't want to say crazy, but like it's the energy of, outside of the box, I guess you can say. So it's time to start thinking outside of the box. It's time to really be aware of the little odd quirks that you may have, or may be a strength rather than a negative quality about yourself, right? Mars is the energy of drive, of, like I said, war, the planet of war, but it's also the planet of strength, the planet of attack, of action. So learning to blend all these together with the energy of Saturn, that's discipline, boundaries. So this sense of not being too much of one thing, and really learning to balance both good and bad qualities. The weird, quirky side with the strong, disciplined, conservative side, right? Y'all are crazy. What are y'all doing? And then with the energy of the sun is expression, willpower. So blending all these together will really, really allow you to catapult yourself into a whole new cycle of transformation. And it'll really bring about new opportunities for you to grow as well, and new connections, new opportunities, a new stronger foundation for your life in general, right? It'll be stronger and better for you. So that's my reading. Long as fuck, but I gotta go to sleep. So take care, and I hope it resonated.